In this lecture, I invite you to reflect on something we often take for granted, the invisible support system that sustains our lives every day, nature itself. When we breathe clean air, drink safe water, eat nutritious food, or even enjoy a moment of mental peace in a green environment, we benefit from what is described as an ecosystem service. The definition of ecosystem service considers the direct and indirect benefits that natural ecosystems provide to human well-being, which are fundamental to our survival, health, and quality of life. From a human health perspective, ecosystem services operate at multiple levels. Preventive health, clean air and water reduce the burden of respiratory and waterborne diseases. Nutritional health, biodiversity ensures a diverse and balanced food supply. Mental health, natural environments help reduce stress, improve cognition, and support overall well-being. Disease regulation. Healthy ecosystems help control vectors and pathogens, thereby reducing the spread of infectious diseases. However, as these services degrade, we begin to observe a corresponding rise in public health challenges, ranging from increased air pollution-related illnesses to emerging infectious diseases and nutritional insecurity. As we proceed in this lecture, we will explore the different categories of ecosystem services, examine real-world examples, and understand that their preservation is essential not only for environmental sustainability, but also for protecting human life at its core. Building on our understanding of ecosystem services, we now turn to an important question. How do these services function, and how can we systematically understand them? Ecosystem services are broadly classified into four major types, each playing a distinct yet interconnected role in sustaining life and human health. First, we have provisioning services, the most visible and tangible benefits. They include the food we eat and the fresh water we drink. From a health perspective, these services are fundamental to nutrition, hydration, and medical care. Second are regulating services, which are often less visible yet critically important. These include climate regulation, flood control, air quality maintenance, and pollination. These services serve as nature's protective shield, reducing disease risks, stabilizing environmental conditions, and safeguarding human populations from natural disasters. Third, we consider cultural services. These may seem less tangible, yet they are deeply significant. Recreation, tourism, spiritual enrichment, and aesthetic experiences all contribute to mental health, emotional well-being, and social cohesion. Growing evidence shows that interacting with nature reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. Finally, we have supporting services, which form the foundation of all other ecosystem services. Processes such as nutrient cycling, soil formation, and primary production ensure that ecosystems continue to function. Without them, none of the other services could exist, making them essential for long-term sustainability and life itself. What is crucial to understand is that these four categories are not isolated. They are interdependent and interconnected. A disruption in one can cascade into the others, ultimately affecting human health and survival. This slide brings together the four types of ecosystem services in an integrated way. As you can see, provisioning, regulating, cultural, and supporting services are interconnected, each reinforcing the others. From a human health perspective, this means that any disruption to one service, such as water regulation or food supply, can directly affect our well-being. Therefore, understanding these connections is essential because protecting ecosystems ultimately protects human health and survival. This slide highlights why ecosystem services truly matter. They are not only environmentally important, but also carry immense economic and societal value, estimated at trillions of dollars annually. More importantly, they directly support food security, clean water, climate stability, and disaster risk reduction, all of which are essential to human health and survival. Real-world examples make this clearer. Wetlands protect us from flooding, forests regulate air and climate, and pollinators such as bees sustain our food systems. The key takeaway is simple yet profound. Ecosystem services support our economies, livelihoods, and the sustainability of life on Earth. Here, we discuss the critical reality that ecosystem services are under serious threat due to human activities such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change. As these services decline, the consequences are not only environmental but also directly affect human health, livelihoods, and future sustainability. This is why conservation is not a choice, it is a necessity. By maintaining ecological balance and ensuring the sustainable use of resources, we protect not only ecosystems but also future generations. The path forward is clear. Adopt sustainable policies, restore damaged ecosystems, and raise awareness of nature's true value. Ultimately, protecting ecosystem services is protecting life itself. This message is not merely a conclusion, it is a call to responsibility. Protecting ecosystem services is not only about conserving nature, it is also about safeguarding our health, our economies, and humanity's future. Every action we take, whether in policy, research, or daily life, can degrade or sustain these vital systems. Let us recognize that we are not separate from nature, we are part of it. By protecting it, we ultimately protect ourselves and generations yet to come. Let us commit to valuing and protecting nature because our future depends on it. Thank you very much.